I'm Paul Leon, and I'm a creative director.
My name's Simon, I'm the Senior Marketing Manager for Checkpoint ALS.
I started off as a junior doing work experience at Conran Design, got some freelance work in 1989, and it kicked off a career in design, basically working on everything from toys, photomy, film, branding. If there's a type of design, I've worked on it.
So why we wanted to create this project was to allow us to show off all that we are able to do, all of the technical possibilities, but also show off the creativity that our teams have internally, how they're able to take a design and play with those elements and turn them into something real. We looked around online trying to get some inspiration and came across Paul's work. I'm a huge Blade Runner fan, so immediately his sci-fi and kind of futuristic film noir vibe really spoke to me, and I just loved it and knew I had to work with Paul.
One thing I've learned is that you have to approach every project as if it's something brand new. It doesn't matter how much research you do, and if you can do that and you can see it as a standalone and you can approach it in a completely different light, then you can push that project further, you can bring something new into the world.
So Paul was great to work with because he soaked up everything that we said to him. Immediately his cogs were whirring and coming up with these creative ideas.
You have to be passionate about what you do. That experience and that passion is what drives you as a creative to find new solutions, to find better looking products, to find more sustainable products, to do illustrations that engage people. You put stuff out into the world that's going to change the world a little bit, but that's the power of what you do creatively, whether it's a product, a 2D graphic or illustration, or even a game.
Most of the time our teams do fantastic work in working with really strict parameters that our brands suggest in terms of their colour palettes that they use and the fonts that they use, and obviously the technical information that has to exist on some of their labels. So being able to hand our creative teams almost free rein of this is some creativity, now you be creative, was a fantastic process to go through.
The illustration that I came up with was more sort of like how I saw myself, how I see creativity happening, and it was almost like I decided to treat it like a sci-fi graphic novel. So just doing a panel for that, you know, it had to be someone creating something for Checkpoint almost. The final piece is sort of like a bit of a cyberpunk inspired illustration. There was a bit of Blade Runner thrown in there, there was a bit of Sid Mead inspired stuff. There's a guy hooked up to sort of a cybernetic suit that he's drawing from, so it's like a kinetic thing happening. And then he's got sort of some digital monitors that are all holographic. So he's drawing almost in thin air, and he's wearing sort of a visor. And I just like the idea of it.
When we received the final piece from Paul, it was everything that I imagined it would be. Almost certainly in the future we will take his design and turn them into labels using those brand elements, but we wanted to see how far we could push it and how far we could be inspired by that sci-fi genre that he loves so much. So we started working with the team in Brazil and sent them away to do their designs, and they loved the project so much that they actually came back to us with the finished capsule ready to go. And when we saw it, we couldn't actually believe what they showed us, because it was clear that they'd used every element of Paul's design for inspiration, whether that be looking at the colour palette, thinking about the world that artist is sitting in, using AI and augmented reality, and all that we have available to us now, how that will work in the future. The finished product that the Brazilian team have provided to us is not only the label collection that they've proposed and created, but they've also put it into a complete collection book with their inspiration attached. And that's something that we certainly don't get to share as often as we perhaps should, or as often as we would like to, is that creative process and being able to show our clients, our customers, the industry, even our own internal teams, how we get from creativity to a finished product. And what they've delivered is just mind-blowing.
I did a talk at a university about how creativity works, and I showed a picture of the 1966 sort of Star Trek communicator, and then I showed them the Motorola flip phone. And this is the future. that we've just gone past. So that inspired me, because I thought, actually, that's the future. Could I design things for the future? And I've been lucky enough to do stuff like that.
The image from Paul is so rich that we're not going to stop at just this capsule. We're going to send it to different teams and allow them, again, the free rein to focus on different elements. And we know that we will get completely different collections from every site that we send it to, because they will be just as inspired by the final work as we were.